All right, roofing for SEO. This is a exciting topic. I've never really talked about this publicly, but we've worked with a few roofing companies. So we've seen what works for roofing companies, especially really as for a lot of companies in general. But we're talking specifically for roofing companies today, and we're just talking about SEO. We're not talking about the website a whole lot. We're just talking about different SEO strategies that a roofing company can deploy in order to start ranking on Google. So there's a few issues that roofing companies face with lead gen in general. First thing is going more traditional routes such as billboards, trucks, signs, stuff like that. And this can be really hard to track an ROI. Not that it isn't ROI positive. Obviously, if it is working, you're gonna know, and you're obviously gonna get more calls. But in order to actually track a ROI, that is gonna be a bit tougher. Another strategy that some people do is going paid ads only. This is great for tracking an ROI because you are literally exchanging money for hopefully an ROI, but this can be quite expensive. It can be expensive, it can be time consuming. If your first ad campaign isn't running great, then you got to create a second ad campaign, re-optimize that, et cetera, et cetera. It can be a very exhausting and long process. Now, the problem is with both of these strategies is lead quality can be lacking. And that makes it a lot tougher to sell to these people, and all around, obviously the goal is to make money here, right? So why would you mess around with bad leads when there's another way that you can have high quality leads coming inbound? SEO fixes a lot of this. I'm telling you right here, over the course of an SEO campaign, the ROI is gonna be there just like ads, but it pays off even further in the long run. So let's say you run a 12-month SEO campaign. By month 8, 6, 8, you're ranking on the first page for all your targeted keywords. This is going to end up paying off big time because more than likely, if you stop the campaign at 12 months altogether, you're going to remain ranking on that first page for a while, depending on the market you're in. If you're in New York City and you're not consistently doing SEO, you're gonna absolutely tank because it's just so competitive. But in most mid-sized markets where most people in the United States live, this can pay off really far in the long run, especially. People are looking to buy your service already. They are literally typing it into Google. They are ready to buy. They are ready to get a quote from you and ready to tackle the issues that they have with their roof. So, why would you not want to get in front of these people? Now, you might say, hey, Google Ads, it gets me in front of these people. Why would I want to worry about SEO? And then this next point explains that. Trust. People trust the Google algorithm. They know that ads are paid to play. If you look at Google, if you literally type in a keyword on Google, it literally says sponsored or it says ads, whatever it says right there. So here's the thing. People know, they read that it's an ad and they know, oh, this person paid to be there. Anyone can pay to be there. But for someone to put in the work and to start ranking on top of Google, it shows a lot of trust. It shows trust by Google, and it also shows trust, like the consumers know it too. So why would you not want to be ranking on top of Google organically? Now, on top of that, if you are doing an SEO campaign and a Google ad campaign, don't turn your Google ad campaign off. Keep that up and running. And the reason being is because there are still going to be people that click on those ads. Like if you've ran Google ads, they work, especially if you have a good ad campaign. So don't turn them off. But, that way you are going to have, how do I put it? When someone searches for, roofing in Tampa, Florida, they're going to have you come up multiple times. You're going to come up in the ads and organically below. That increases your chance of getting a click to your website exponentially, let alone there's a chance to come up 3 times on top of the first page of Google. So listen up, we'll go into that here in just a second. There's 3 methods to SEO for roofing companies. There's really 3 big methods. First one is map pack SEO. This is ranking on the maps section of Google. So if you type in roofing company in Miami, you're gonna see a map pack right below the ads. It's that section right there, and I'll show it to you in just a moment. On-page SEO, this is making your website technically friendly to Google and adjusting your website around the keywords that you wanna start ranking for. and we'll talk about this one again in just a moment. This type of SEO will get you into the organic section of Google. The third way is content SEO, basically using content, blog post pages to rank for a lot of keywords quickly. This is something that has become popular, and we'll talk about it here in just a moment as well. So, I do want to talk about the pros and cons of each of these. Map Pack Pros. You can have quick rankings. You can be ranking in as little as 3 months. It's the simplest and easiest, even if you don't have any expertise. If you have zero SEO knowledge, you can basically take everything that I'm about to say in this video, run with it, and be ranking on Google in a few months. Like, legitimately, this is easy. And you don't need to be a technical, SEO expert to do this. Now, there's some cons to this. You can only rank locally. It's a lot tougher to rank in other cities and suburbs without a physical location. So, if you're a roofing company with 10 different locations, then you can rank around those locations in which the physical brick and mortar business is. But you will need a physical location for the address. So if you're a roofing company, let's say in Tampa, Florida, the problem that you are going to face is that you have the company in Tampa, right? You're not going to be ranking in Sarasota for your roofing company on the map pack. It's just very unlikely that that's going to happen, or Clearwater or St. Pete even, right? So you're only going to be in the city that you exist in. Now, it's not impossible to spread into other cities as well or other suburbs, but it is a little bit tougher. But that's where on-page optimization can come in. So let's say you're a roofing company in Tampa, you can actually start ranking for roofing services in St. Petersburg. You're just going to be coming up on the organic section instead. So with on-page, some pros, you can rank for whatever keywords you want, regardless of location. You can also rank for however many keywords as you want. That's something that you can't really do with Google My Business. You're limited to the amount of keywords that you can rank for, really. Some cons, though, is it can take 6 to 12 months in order to start ranking on the first page, if done correctly in the first place. It involves a lot of technical expertise. We'll go through some of that here in a bit. And then it's a heavy time investment if you're doing it alone. For content is very powerful. You can rank for whatever keywords you want and more, regardless of location. You can also rank for however many keywords as you want, just like on-page SEO, and it can be done quickly as well. It can be done in as little as 45 days. But there's some content cons. It's very time-consuming. You're most likely going to need a lot of long-form content. You're going to need to do a lot of keyword research for each post and each page on your website, and you're going to have to do some interlinking as well. We'll go into that here in just a little bit as well. So I want to show you guys the SERPs of Google. So we're going to go over to google.com. And I'm going to type in roofing companies we're going to use Cedar Rapids, Iowa as an example. So, okay, we're looking at Cedar Rapids, Iowa here. You're going to notice sponsored. It says sponsored across all these right up here. These are obviously pay to play. And then down here, we get to the map pack section. So this is the Google Maps section. We have this first one is sponsored right here, but these three are the top three ranking in Google Maps. So that's what Google is going to give us. And then we have the organic section right down here, your standard Google listings. And then of course, you'll still have a few more sponsored. And then if you keep scrolling, you end up on the second page, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what it looks like right there. So this gets us back into this. First, where do you even start? First thing you're going to have to do is you're going to need to do a little bit of keyword research. We're going to use a tool called SEMrush, SEMrush, to view keywords, view their difficulty and their search volume. That's going to give us a good baseline on where to start. You're going to choose some keywords to target out of that list. So we're going to use SEMrush as an example here. I'm going to pull this over right over here. So today's example, I used Cedar Rapids, roofing in Cedar Rapids. We're going to type that in. And then, let's see here. Let's just do this search. Just do, okay, so this keyword right here, it says there's zero volume. It's a small town. So we have some other variables that we can look at. So the search volume here, roofing company in Cedar Rapids, it's coming up with a volume of 20. It's probably a little bit more than that based on my experience with this tool. This tool generally underestimates the amount of traffic that comes in. Even we've ranked for keywords that supposedly get zero traffic, but they've still converted. They've still had people come through on it. So I just refreshed this as well. We have a 21% labeled as easy right here. Which is awesome. So that means that we can put together, whether it's a Google Maps campaign, whether it's an on-page campaign, we're going to have a relative ease on ranking on this. So I'm going to use Tampa as another example here. Roofing in Tampa. We're going to search for that. Okay, so roofing Tampa. So this only gets 50. So that's not a great number right there, especially for a city this size. And then the keyword difficulty, you'll notice we're obviously in a bigger city, a little bit more competitive of a market, 36%. It's possible, but you're gonna need some unique content. You're gonna need a lot of pages most likely and a lot of on-page optimization. We could also do roofing companies in Tampa, 35%. The risk to reward here though is a little bit better because it's about the same as the last company or last keyword we typed in, and the volume's almost 600. So, for us to start ranking on that, it's pretty powerful right there. I'm trying to think of another example. There was one example I saw down here in the keyword idea. So roofing companies in Tampa, Florida. This one gets 28%. 28%. It's fairly simple right there. It's nothing too crazy. That one would be one that would be worthwhile looking at. So another thing that you might want to research is if we go back over to Google, I'm going to go to the home page here. And then we type in roofing companies in Tampa. We want to make sure, you want to verify that they have a map pack section if you decide to go the map pack route, because some keywords do not have this map pack section. So you need to make sure that it's actually here and it's programmed into the algorithm. Otherwise, you're going to be ranking for something that doesn't exist. Most cities will have this. It's very rare that they won't, but I just thought I'd call that out while we're here. So anyway, ideally, you want to keep this difficulty. Usually, if you're doing it on your own, go for the lowest difficulties you can find. Ideally, you want to be below 30%, but even at 30%, you're going to need a bit of SEO knowledge outside of the map pack section. The map pack section, you can still rank in at about 35, 40% even, if you follow the strategy that I'm about to lay out. But anyway, so find some volume, find a decent keyword percentage, keyword difficulty percentage, and then compile those keywords into a list, and you'll worry about that later. But back to this right here. So how to actually optimize your Google Maps profile. We're going to start with this. You're going to go to google.com/business. Make sure you have a Google profile set up. That's first and foremost. You're going to make sure you fill out all of the information. A lot of people miss this. You need to fill out every little piece of your Google My Business profile. You're going to fill out your description, your photos, get your logo on there, fill out your services, your hours, your phone as well, your phone number. And then you're going to begin building citations in other business directories. This is very important right here. You're going to begin building citations in other business directories. Say it with me. And the reason for it is because Google refers back to these citations to verify that your business is legit. And we're going to include a list of different business directories that you should be in for a roofing company that you can find on our blog. So I'm going to have that on the description. So some citation notes. You have to keep it consistent. You have to have the same name, the same address, the same phone number. This is called the NAP. That's what we call it, the NAP. If your name is inconsistent, if your address is inconsistent, if your phone number is inconsistent, they will penalize you. You will not be ranking in the top 3 on Google, especially if you're in any sort of semi-competitive market, such as Tampa, Florida, your Orlando, Florida, your Fort Lauderdale, Florida, your, Anaheim, California, right? Your goal is to get to as many business directories as possible, even if it's just the free ones. Even if you don't have money for the paid ones, you're going to want to make sure that you're in as many as possible. So again, we have those citation sources on our blog. I'm going to pull that up right over here. So I just compiled this earlier, top citation sources for roofing contractors, and we also have a list of other citation sources that you can appear in. My other recommendation, if you are, working on coming up in these citation directories, use like a marketing email account or like a spam email account, like a throwaway account, because they are going to market to you very heavily. And you're going to be signing up for 50 of these directories. Your inbox is going to be just slammed with messages. So, just create a new email account like marketing@suchandsuchcompany.com. You'll be golden. So on-page optimization, we're getting into this here. You're going to want to see if your targeted keyword comes up in the content, such as titles and paragraph text. If not, add it in. A lot of companies, they've come to us and they're like, yeah, we're trying to rank for such and such a keyword, but we aren't, and we can't figure out why. And then you look through their website and you realize not a single word in your content here, that keyword isn't here. So you need to make sure that those keywords are actually there. Make sure your website is mobile friendly, fast, make sure it has SSL. If you're missing any of those, it's going to penalize you a bit. It's going to be tougher to rank. So easy technical optimizations that you can make from right there. You're going to also want to make sure to add titles and meta descriptions to the pages. Make sure to include your targeted keyword as well. So my recommendation generally is, let's say you're trying to rank, I'm using Tampa as an example just because I know it, but you have a roofing company in Tampa and you're trying to rank for roofing in Sarasota, St. Petersburg, Clearwater, Brandon, and Fort Myers, let's say. You are probably going to want to have a dedicated landing page for each of those areas, and have content catering around roofing company in Fort Myers, roofing company in Tampa, roofing company in St. Pete. So yeah, you're going to want to make sure that all those meta titles and descriptions are changed for the appropriate location and or keywords. You're going to want to make sure that those get changed for the appropriate keywords that you're trying to rank for. You're also going to want to make sure you upload a sitemap to Google Search Console. Make sure your website is properly connected to Google Search Console, a big thing that a lot of people miss. You're going to have an advantage if you tell Google, hey, my website exists, check it out. You're going to have, a lot better luck with it. The other thing is make sure your URL is relevant for the keyword you want it to rank for. So like if you are trying to rank for roofing in Sarasota, it should be yourwebsite.com/roofing in Sarasota. Like that URL, that keyword, make sure that it's in the URL, the suffix of it. So content optimization, talking about this, make sure the on page is done. Make sure your website, your on page is all optimized well. If you don't have that done, content's going to be even harder. You're going to want to write a lot of long form content around your topic and keyword. Typically, you're going to want to have your pillar content to be more than 5,000 words. That is, you're going to have to go very in depth here. You're going to need to make sure it's informative. This can't just be AI garbled garbage that you're trying to rank for. You need to make sure that it's informative. If it's not, people are going to bounce from your website. It's going to penalize you. Then you're going to need to start writing supporting content and blogs below the main blog. So your first blog is probably going to raise some questions in your readers' minds. Take those questions and answer them in secondary blog posts. These can be a little bit shorter, typically anywhere between 2,000, 3,000 words will probably suffice. And then you're going to want to make sure that you link those blogs together. Make sure that they can see each other. And then this is another big one. Make sure Google Search Console picks up the content. The big way that you can do this is by making sure that your website is, one, properly connected, and that your sitemap is also uploaded to Google Search Console. So all that to say, if you're wanting some help, if you're feeling overwhelmed, feel free to reach out, contact us on our website. We're doing free website and SEO audits for anyone that asks. So, type in your URL and we'll send you over a free audit and see where you can improve with your website. And we'll do all the keyword research for you as well. So if that's of interest, feel free to let us know. Anyway, thank you for checking out today's video. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like it if it was informative. I appreciate everyone that took the time to watch this. My name's Cameron. Hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you.